What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld. Today we're going to be talking about the best user in Madden 22 Ultimate Team. A lot of you guys really have issues with knowing who to user, why that player is good, and how to actually let them perform on the field. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about why Ted Hendricks is the best user in the game. Number one, he's 6'7", right? So the bigger the user, the better, but EA actually gave him speed this year, so he's actually a little bit more better. Well, more better is not the proper, vernacular to use. He's a lot better than he was in previous Maddens because he has a speed and he also gets lurker for 1. So they made him a pass coverage linebacker, which is actually pretty good. Right outside linebacker, pretty good in that regard. As far as the secondary positions that he gets, if you wanted to move him around, he only can go to left outside linebacker. I was getting that question about, Gmia, what about, giving the middle linebacker chem and starting him there? Well, you could put him there, but he's not going to get the chems of the team that you're using unless, for whatever reason, you have him in as a backup, as well as the out of position player, spot that you put him into. For instance, if you leave him as a backup right outside linebacker and then start him at middle linebacker, he'll keep the chemistries because he'll still be having the middle line, the right outside linebacker chemistry slot, even though he's a backup. So that's why you'll see that on some people's teams where there'll be a player out of position, but he still gets the chems because they have him at backup at another position. So there is no middle linebacker, but we're going to primarily utilize him as a middle linebacker, just so we, stay up front with that. You guys understand it. That's the way he's using. But for me, I just sub him out manually when I go in for my game plan. So he starts off right here, but I put him in at middle linebacker and I shuffle guys around to give, put them in the proper position for what I need them to do. Now we jump over to the attributes. Okay, so he's an 89 speed and he's 6'7" with a 93 XL. That is a very, very good type of player to have. Now, for those of you guys that were playing like Madden 15 and Maddens prior to that, Anthony Barr was the GOAT as the user. What's the other dude's name? Julius Peppers. Players like that change the game. Now, for those of you guys that are thinking that Julius Peppers is going to get lurker, that's probably not going to be the case. He's never in the past had the archetype to get lurker, but I could be wrong. Because they change things up year to year, and now without lurker, they just don't animate. Prior to Madden 20, Madden 20, the players were able to animate, so you could just get a tall player and have fun, move him around and do stuff like that. If you do not have lurker on Ted Hendricks, he is useless. So I want to make sure you can do whatever you want. You can say, yo, Gmia, bro, what about this? What about that? I'm letting you understand that since they've nerfed linebackers, they are useless without lurker. The best linebackers to use right now are those players that get lurker for 1. Any other player that is not getting lurker for 1, get away from them. Find yourself the best one. In this case, even if you run nickel, I don't care what you run. Because he's so big, they can't throw the ball within 15 yards of him. Even if he sits underneath in the middle, they still can't get the ball there. So, and he's very, very good with maneuvering. And remember, his power move is 91. So when you're running around in the middle of the field, or you come down to be on top of the guard, the center, or whatever, and you're waiting for them to hike the ball, they feel the attributes. You can utilize it however you want. You can even rush right in at the snap. It's real grisly because he's designed to be that player that he has power move, he has finesse, but he also has the attributes to be a pass coverage linebacker. So if you go down here to, as far as like the defensive, zone coverage and stuff like that, he's outrageous. I don't know if you guys remember, last year in Madden, we actually got him because we were able to drop him in coverage, and you were able to see the differences in the players that could play coverage and the players that couldn't. He had great zones, so we primarily just dropped him in coverage and didn't blitz him a lot. This year, you're going to have to take a look at what I'm trying to explain right now and possibly make sure that if you do utilize him, you definitely go ahead and give him lurker. I would not waste time making him be a pass rusher. He was born to be a user. So what I'm going to do is, now that I've shown you all this stuff, I'm going to take you through one of the solos with the Gridiron Forge and kind of give you some insight. For those of you guys that watch my live streams, you can always check out the players that I'm utilizing live in full depth, bro. No editing, no nothing, full games right here on YouTube, GmiasWorld Gaming. Go ahead and search it check the most recent video if you want to get up to date, or just jump into a playlist and see what we've been doing with the team over time. Also, you can check out GmiasWorld podcast. We do weekly podcasts, and I know many of you guys check me out on iTunes. GmiasWorld podcast on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify. We are worldwide, so it's everywhere. You know, I got my Australians, the Aussies out there. We got, you know, Jamaica. We got Italy. It's everywhere, bro. If you want to listen to my thoughts about football and stuff like that. So that's just some things you can do to check out while you're watching this video at this time. So shout out to all you guys. So we're going to go over here. We're going to go into challenges. All right. We're going to go over to the Gridiron Forge, which is the second one, not the first one. Okay, it's still there. It ends on 10-5. So this one right here, we're going to jump down to the last section because I want to make it a little bit more difficult so that way you guys can see what's going on. And we're going to go, is it Raise the Hammer? I think Raise the Hammer is one of the, yeah, don't allow more than 15 yards. It's all Madden and it's competitive. That's what I was looking for. Like, I want to make sure that you see it at the highest level. But not only that, the reason that I brought up what I was doing is because, you know, other than the fact that I was an idiot and I went 50 or 59ers too early in the game and I took a lot of losses, I took like 23 or 25 losses to bums because I went and jumped to a 50 or 59er team where they don't really have a good team right now. So I want to show you where we are right now, just so you guys understand when I'm telling you that these things work. You know, we're beating, you know, top 100 players and stuff like that are in the game, like Extorted. You may have seen his name around or whatever. We are MVP right now because we got demoted from Legend recently, but just so you understand, all these games that I've played, this has been with, you know, Teddy over here, bro. Ted Hendricks. So this is one of the guys, I know many of you guys probably saw it earlier on the stream. When I play these guys, they're competitive. Guys like him, he's competitive because he's going to run the meta. He's going to run bunch. He's going to run a lot of weird stuff. And when you have a big user in the middle, they have to resort to Z-spot and those other plays that keeps everything to the outside because Ted Hendricks is just too big. So just to give you an example of that, it doesn't really matter how good the player is. If you have the right type of concept and you understand what you're doing, you're going to win a lot more games. And that's what I'm just saying right now. In my opinion, I believe he's the best user right now, even at 89 speed, because you're not trying to run all the way down the field. You got to have players with acrobat, your safeties and your corners that could take care of certain things. You're taking away the middle of the field and the first read. So if he throws to the flat, you got to be there. Like, you got to know, you got to watch the running back. What side is the running back on? Things like that. But that comes with time. And we're going to all be able to do that together. So all Madden competitive, and we're going to check it out right now. I'm going to do a quick sub, whatever, to make sure that he's at the position that I want him at. And then you guys can, you know, figure it out the way you guys want to do it and go from there. So let's go ahead and take a look. With the way that this is right here, we're going to go 3-4. It's going to be odd. All right, let me just do some minor adjustments here. I'll probably have to call a timeout because we got to make sure that we put him exactly where we want him. So he would be on the left side for me right here. I'll call a timeout real quick because they have to go ahead and do stuff. And the reason that I utilize this again is because it's all Madden. So if I want to lab something that I know is going to work on a human opponent, I find challenges on all Madden because the computer cheats, right? So you're able to kind of figure out what's going on, and it's easier for you to do what you need to do. So we're going to come out and pinch dog press, right? And then all I'm going to do is just sit right here. I'm going to sit in the middle and blitz everybody and just sit there. Now, whatever the computer decides to do, he's way too big. Now, he got screamed at, but don't worry about him getting screamed at. I want you guys to understand, I want the CPU to throw the ball. I just need 2 to 3 seconds, right? That's the max that you got to give the QB. Watch what happens. You see, we came right in because, you know, for whatever reason, but I need you guys to focus on Ted Hendricks. No matter what the computer does, the computer wants to cheat. They want to throw the ball regardless of the coverage. Understand that. You guys know what they do. Computer does whatever they want, but when you look at the way that it is, we go to the instant replay and you look at Teddy, right? Teddy is so big that it doesn't really matter. You know, right here, the guard is looking like, yo, what's going on over here? Why does it take us so long to move this over? I'll move this right there, right there. All right, so look, when the play starts and I go over to take away the first read, right? That's the first read. That's the CPU's first read. Anything that he throws in this general area or your opponent is getting picked, because Lurker is going to activate. So we just follow. And it doesn't matter. The CPU knows they can't do anything about what's going on because Ted Hendricks, he's just too big. He's just too... Okay, why is he disappearing? I don't know. He's just too big of a player. So this whole 10 to 15 yards is over. It's done. They can't do anything to it. And all Madden, like I said, the computer wants to cheat. So they're looking to cheat. That's what they're looking to do. Like, it doesn't matter. and I'm just gonna sit here and I'm gonna wait for him to try to cheat me. Okay, you're running the ball again. He takes up the space because he has like pass rushing ability. We're just not pass rushing with him. So when we sit on top of the guard, it won't matter. Trust me when I tell you, it won't matter. He's just really, really useful in any aspect. So here we go again, 3rd and 17. And you're just waiting. The computer has no choice. Notice how Teddy doesn't get blocked because they can't really block him. So he's just right there. Now, if you're using another linebacker that's undersized or doesn't have those attributes, they will get blocked. He won't. You see like how he went to the side and just got right off of it and went there? He has so many different capabilities. So all around, even if you're gonna run nickel or whatever you're gonna do, I would recommend that you try him out and see what he's about. If we can get somebody faster that's taller as well, that probably won't come until like golden tickets. But if we could, it's something that we could definitely take a look at for the most part. But other than that, I would highly recommend him now because I run a lot more 3-4, and even if I'm running nickel triple, I also use him there. All right. So if you have any other questions about usering, you want more, more detail, let me know in the comment section. All right, that you want some more detail, and we'll go ahead and get some more information out for you guys on getting your user up and getting it a lot better. All right. I want to thank you guys and girls for watching. Hopefully you're enjoying your day. Have a good one. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. One love, y'all.